Ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday, December 2nd, and today brings us a new patch for Heroes of the Storm, bringing us the long-awaited Jaina Proudmoore, the game's first real mage, although you might consider Nova kind of in that category since she is very much a very focused, high-end damage build. The fantasy of the mage isn't quite there with her. So we finally get Jaina, she comes in as a mage, and we'll hopefully see a few other characters coming down the way as well. We've got Thrall and the Lost Vikings still to come out. Those will probably come up in the next couple of patches. Whether or not they'll come out before closed beta hits in January? Probably not, but hey, anything can happen. So this patch brings with it a few changes under the hood, basically. There's a lot of class balancing going on as well. I highly suggest that you read the patch notes if you really want to know about all the balance changes. Honestly, there's a lot there. A lot of it is kind of minor in one direction or the other, but the big ones being Nova has been nerfed. Her burst damage has been brought down. They've done that by virtue of nerfing her snipe damage and taking away rewind. So basically, they are trying to keep it so that she can't one-shot heroes as easily. Now, there's still ways to do it. There was a build I was using that didn't rely on rewind that could do it, but it makes you a little less versatile because it involved using triple tap. But she has been brought down through snipe and having rewind taking away from her. And Tassadar has been reworked a little bit. A few of his talents changed here and there, and his damage has been brought down, which I'm kind of happy to see because Tassadar was definitely one of the strongest supports, if not one of the strongest characters in the game entirely. Again, a lot of other changes to classes that you're probably going to want to look at. I'm going to take a look at some of the things here that you may not have noticed in general in the general patch notes. Stuff to the UI and things that I've kind of noticed that don't really come through in the patch notes. First here, I noticed when you bring up the menu, you can play the individual tutorials now without having to go one at a time, so you can do tutorial 1, tutorial 2, and then there's training mode here, which is basically a 5-on-5 bot match that pauses the game every time it brings up the talents, so you can get used to using the talent screen. Unfortunately, playing in training mode does not net you any experience whatsoever, and it makes you play as Raynor. So it's really just there to teach you the game mechanics, and it doesn't give you anything for playing it. You still have practice mode that you can use to gain a little bit of experience. Custom games are, of course, in here now. Ranked is not activated yet. But what I would like to show is, I like this kind of change to the player interface. You may notice that the character portraits are a little smaller now. I don't know if I've actually shown this screen before when it comes to character selected. This was bigger. It was kind of down here a bit further. So the character portraits are a little smaller now. And the numbers for the levels used to be kind of underneath with this big silver placard. And it was kind of ugly, really, and there was a lot of overlay stuff going on that kind of hid the portraits. So now the numbers are just there, just on the portrait itself. And if you look closely, there used to be icons that showed the free-to-play rotation, which was kind of like a little circular arrow. That's gone, and you might be wondering, well, how do you know who's on free rotation if you own the heroes? If you look really closely, like look at any one of these characters that is highlighted, because I only own 2 heroes right now. So look at, for example, Murden here. If you look at the outer edge of his portrait, you can kind of see it's glowing with this white, just this kind of white highlight that circles around it every now and then. That's how you know he's in the free rotation. By contrast, look at Vala, and you'll notice that her portrait has none of that. It's just got the simple outline. It doesn't have the white highlights going around it. That's because I own her. She's not in the free-to-play rotation. By the same virtue of Nova, I own her. She doesn't have that going on. So they've kind of stylized the UI a little bit and simplified it a bit. They've kind of, I would almost say, made it more minimalist, which is kind of nice. It still conveys the information you need. The buttons down here have been turned into just buttons with words rather than icons, so you know exactly what they are. The skins, the mounts, and the hero info. Other than that, I'm going to show off a few of the new skins and of course, Jaina a little bit. I'll show her off. Skins. So we've got Wintervale Jaina has been added to the game.
For the Alliance.
Along with Jaina. So this is the alternate skin for her. A few of the different colors. And Great Father Winter Rhaegar. And I'm going to show these in game because what I like about Rhaegar is it also changes his mount mode. Right, here's Rhaegar's skin in all of its glory. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, but the better thing about it is the fact that when you mount up, even the mount is in the festive Winter Veil spirit with a wonderful nose that glows.
Right away.
No changes to the abilities that I can see, but at least the mount wasn't forgotten in translation. And here's Winter Veil Jaina. I wanted to show her off, not so much anything about the skin in-game, more so the fact her water elemental, when you bring it up in-game, is a snowman that has a rolling ball on the bottom. So Winter Veil Jaina does have a little bit extra to her if you happen to go with the water elemental as your ultimate. The last of the Winter Veil items is the reindeer. And the reindeer apparently doesn't play games. And I'll show off a few of the color variants. And you see this one is apparently Horde. Alright, so a few other changes to some skins as well. Storm Mantle Malfurion has been given an upgrade. Actually, Malfurion skins in general have been given an upgrade, so they have better visual fidelity. We just show off Malfurion here so you can kind of see what he looks like now. He's looking much better. Not that I didn't think he looked bad before, but he definitely looks very nice now. And here's the Master skin, which has also been included. ETC has also been given a graphical upgrade and has been given his Master skin. And lastly for skins, I wanted to show off this little change to Sergeant Hammer, where you actually can see Sergeant Hammer inside the tank. Now, you might think that it only shows up here, but you actually will see her in-game, and I do like that she has accessories to go with whatever costume you might have at the time. And just to show off that she does show up in-game, you don't see her in normal mode, but when you go into Siege mode, there she is. She will pop up. You can actually see her. Going back into normal mode, we'll have her go back into the hatch. Alright, now that we've got kind of all the fun stuff on the skins and all that out of the way, let's talk about something a little more controversial, I suppose. Stimpacks have been added to the game. Well, will be added to the game. They basically added the hook so that they can put it into the game at any point. It's not ready, as you can see though, the category is here, but there's nothing in the store yet. So what are Stimpacks? Well, on the surface, they're not bad. This is something that you'll see in a lot of free-to-play games. It is a boost to your experience and your gold gain. Now, some games, let's say Hawken, offer different types of boosts, whereas, like in Hawken, they've got an EXP boost, and they've got an in-game currency boost, and they're separate, and you can buy them combined as well. In this game, they're going to be combined from everything they've shown on the dev blog. We're announcing it. So when you buy a Stimpack, you will be getting a boost to your experience and your gold. And the boost to the experience and the gold, I do believe, is 150%. The experience part, to me, isn't really a big deal. It's the gold part that I'm looking at. 150%. That means that with one of these Stimpacks active, you will be gaining more than double the gold you would have gained without a Stimpack. So you're not just having the time, it's more than half the time that you are taking off in gold gain. Now, I have been a proponent that this game needs more gold generation. I feel like the gold generation is a little slow. Looking at the numbers, because I've been thinking about it, because I've read both arguments on both sides of the fence on whether the gold generation on this game is a little slow or not. And I look at the numbers, and quite honestly, if what you do is play this game only for your daily quests, So in this case, 3 games as a warrior hero. You see I get 300 gold. Some of these are a little less. Some of them will be 200, and some of them I think go up as high as 500. But if you go onto the game and you play just to do your daily quests and then you're done, then honestly, you're fine. The gold generation is not really going to change that much. You're going to get a bit of gold from the matches, but really not a lot. For those of us that play the game a lot and for fairly extensive hours, like I can sit down and definitely play the game for 4 or 5 hours at a time, or more, quite honestly. I've been known to stream for like 10 hours straight, but that's, you know, on a good day. That's where you can kind of notice that the gold generation feels a bit slow. You get about 20 for a loss, and you get about 30 for a win. And so overall, I'm glad that you do get a little bit more for a win. I'm glad they changed it, because it used to be you got like double, but wins were not easy to come by, especially coming from someone that's had a loss streak of like 13 or more. I've seen it happen, and so my gold generation has been kind of crap. And I think to myself, well, after doing the numbers, it looks like you could earn a hero maybe every 3 weeks. We're talking about top tier heroes, the 10,000 gold heroes. So looking at here, and we'll sort by price descending, so you can kind of see who we're talking about here. These are the primary heroes. There is Murky here. This is the primary list of the expensive heroes. So you can get one of these guys maybe every 3 weeks. And then, you know what, that's not terrible. I thought about it, and I'm like, well, you know what, that really isn't too terrible, because I think that's kind of in line with some of the other games. But I thought about it, and I'm like, why do I have such a hard time with this game's gold generation? Well, I think it comes down to when I played before the last wipe, we were given gold rewards for leveling our account. You can see I'm at level 36 account level. But there's no rewards for going beyond level 15. Leveling up your account really does nothing for you. And you get a little bit of bonus gold, 1,000 at level 2, 1,000 at level 4, 2,000 at levels 8 and 10. Okay, that's a nice little bit of gold, but they used to give us like 4,000 or 5,000 gold for hitting like level 40, for level 35, and so by the time I was done leveling my account to level 40, because I did have a level 40 account before the wipe, I had a good amount of heroes. I had a handful of heroes at my disposal, and a little leftover gold in case a new hero came out that I wanted to buy and try. And I felt content. I felt comfortable there. So I think the problem is I kind of got spoiled by having that initial set of gold and having an initial set of heroes. But at the same time, it kind of made me realize maybe that's part of the problem. When you play this game, you have no heroes. I was given Vala for free for owning Reaper of Souls, or pre-ordering Reaper of Souls. So okay, at least have one character to my name. But when I had that initial set of gold, I could buy some characters that I knew I really liked, and that I would play more regularly. And then I would try the other heroes as they came on rotation to see if I liked them and may want to eventually buy them. And so it felt like to me, I feel kind of restricted by the free heroes at this point. Because I don't know, I was having a hard time knowing what I wanted to buy. I feel a little more comfortable now. I think I've found some of the heroes I like, but I only own 2 at this point, really, Vala and Nova. But it would be nice if I could own a little more and feel comfortable there, and then still have a little bit of gold in reserve for when maybe something new comes out that I want. I kind of liked it that way, because then I've got a backup set of heroes that if I don't like the current free rotation, I could go through those, because I don't always like sticking to just one hero. There are some people that do. There are some people that will play one character religiously, but I like to play around a bit and play with different character types and gameplay styles. And for the most part, the free rotation offers me some characters that give me some varied experiences that I might like. But there are some times where the free rotation is just characters I really just don't like. And so I feel like I'm restricted to maybe 2 or 3 characters that I may want to play. And so I think maybe what they need to do is increase the initial gold gain for leveling up your account, so that people can buy some characters that they have to sit on. Honestly, I would like to see the gold generation from playing matches increased in general. And unfortunately, it looks like the gold generation that I would like is only going to be available through Stimpacks. Now, at this time, Stimpacks aren't available, so I can't offer a true opinion on it until I can see how long they last, how much they're worth, if they're going to be available through only cash, which I imagine they will be. Although it would be kind of nice if I could buy a Stimpack with gold. Because then what you're doing is offering me a chance to spend money to make money. If I spend a little bit of gold on a Stimpack, because I know I'm going to be playing throughout the day, I have lost a bit of gold, but then I have a chance to make that gold up through playing matches. And I think that's a great way of going about doing it. That would be neat, but I don't think that's going to happen. Usually when you have something like this that boosts your experience or boosts your in-game currency, it's all going to be real money. So the downside is, I don't know how much it's going to be. I don't know what the real system is going to look like, but I am a little concerned that it's more than double the gain. Now, a lot of these will do a double thing. I have seen that where a lot of free-to-play games do the double amount of gold. I personally would like to see, even if they continue with this Stimpack idea, I would like to see the money given out to free-to-play people increased. Now you may be, and I've seen this argument, and I hate this argument, you might want to say, well, maybe you're just being greedy for wanting to play the game for free. I don't really think that's the case. Because truthfully, I would like to throw money at this game. I would. But the truth of the matter is, I do not feel that my money is value added by buying characters, because I could always buy characters with gold. If I'm going to spend my money, I want to spend it on something that I can't get through playing the game. It's usually through skins. Now the good news is you can get a lot of skins through bundles, like the Winter Veil pack. You're saving a bunch of money by buying it, and you're getting the character pretty much for free. Or in this case, I can buy the entire Winter Veil pack for 30 bucks. I can get the 2 skins for Jaina and Rhaegar, and the reindeer. Downside is I don't own Rhaegar. I like Rhaegar, wouldn't mind owning him, but I don't, and so getting his skin kind of sucks for me. The thing is I go back, when I look at a game like this, I have several games to compare to. We could compare to Dota, which is completely free. All the characters are free, and the only transactions are cosmetic. Okay? I don't play Dota, but I know how it works because I've seen lots of people tell me how it works. That's great. Downside is a lot of companies can't do that. Why? Because Dota is Valve. And Valve makes money through doing nothing. And quite honestly, what are they doing with Dota by offering a free game? Well, they're getting you to buy Steam, or download Steam, not buy Steam. They're getting you to download Steam, and then they can throw sales at you, at which they can sell you other stuff. Now, you might be able to say, well, Blizzard could do that with the Blizzard downloader, but they've only got like 5 games, compared to Steam's thousands of games in their library. So that doesn't really work here. Alright, I can't compare to League, but let's compare to Smite, because I've played that one. Smite offered a God Pack during its beta, where you could pay $30. Now, I don't know what they've done since they've released, and I was really kind of hoping they would continue this deal, but they offered a pack that you could pay a certain amount of money, even if it was like $60, the price of a full retail game. Let me buy this game for 60 bucks and give me all the characters. You don't have to give me all the skins, but give me all the heroes. Not only the heroes that are released now, but all the heroes you're going to release. And then put some value-added skins and things like that. Now, there is still something for me to grind gold for, because the downside to Smite, when I played Smite, when I bought all the heroes, was, man, I have nothing to spend favor on. The problem with that was not the fact that I basically unlocked everything. I think the problem with that was Hi-Rez was not providing stuff for us to buy with favor at the time. I don't know what it's like now. I haven't played Smite in a long time. Apparently I made reference to Arachne and was told Arachne was changed, and oh my god, she's been changed. So yeah, I can't speak for Smite now. I can only speak for back when it was in beta, when I played it. They really didn't add a lot for us to buy with favor. They were offering so much for you to buy with real money, it was ridiculous. Not only skins, but voice packs, which I think sucks, because when you buy a hero, you kind of want to sound like that hero, and unfortunately you don't have that. Here in Heroes of the Storm, you do. I would have liked it more if Hi-Rez would have offered the voice packs for favor, or at least a way to get it with favor, as well as gold, or gems in that case. So I feel like they didn't offer enough for their favor. Here in Smite, or sorry, here in Heroes, there's still some stuff you can get, and that includes Master Skins, because Master Skins you can only buy with gold. And if they do it to where they add more mounts like Mr. Piggy Bank here, that you can only buy with gold, I think that would be pretty cool too. Have some mounts that are really good for money, but have some mounts that are gold only that will require you to cough up a little bit for. Add content that you're going to want to buy with your in-game currency. Now, I understand the desire to buy characters with money. I just, again, feel that it's not a huge value added, since it basically means I'm spending real money for something that I could eventually work towards. And I don't mind spending money on a game. So the argument that if anyone tries to argue that you're just being greedy on it, I really think is missing the point here. I am a person that spent $200 on Marvel Heroes. All right, I don't know if that was really the best value I could have done, but I am not afraid of throwing money at a game. But what I don't like is that if I wanted to buy every character in this game, the bundles don't quite cut it. The starter, not the starter, which one is it? Let's go through here. The Nexus bundle gives me a handful of heroes, but there's going to be more heroes that come out. And that's, you know, this isn't all of them, and that's still $40. If I wanted to buy all the characters and not grind through it, this game is going to cost me a lot of money. That is the problem I've been having with free-to-play games lately. Not this game, not necessarily this game, but free-to-play in general, is that they are designed to make you spend more money than you would on a full retail product. And I'm sorry, I don't think it's greedy to expect to pay what the market has basically been for these games. Now, if the market changes, okay, fine, but there are plenty of games that I could go out and spend less money on and get maybe as much content, maybe more. That is where I tend to have the problem. I think the idea of buying characters for a certain amount of money, buying it piecemeal, like what they might want to do is offer a pack that you could buy to get all the heroes, maybe reduce the price of the individual heroes, right? Because $10 for an individual hero, I'm sorry, that's expensive to me. I had the same argument with Marvel Heroes, which is a Diablo clone. They had characters that were $20. I'm sorry, but $20 for a single character is bullshit. I'm not afraid to say that. That's bullshit. They've reduced the prices since. Good. That game's approved. Good. But I think that they could reduce the price in this game of the heroes to make it valuable to people. Like, maybe you don't want to spend $60 on this game, right? Maybe you want to play it for mostly free, but there's some characters you really want. What if you could spend, you know, a little bit of money, $15, and buy a couple heroes that you know that you're going to play, and that's really it? And you spend less money on this game than most people do to buy the whole thing, and you're playing as much as you want and getting the value you want. So maybe reduce the price of the heroes and bring that in line so that people will want to spend that money. Or continue to do it in packs. I mean, again, the packs which offer skins has been a good deal as well. It's something that I don't have an answer for. These are just things that come off the top of my head that I think maybe this would work. But as a consumer, I have to say, I don't like the idea of how much money I would have to spend to buy everything, especially since I have a lot of other games I play. And I still play this game religiously. I play this game a lot. And I feel like, for as much as I play this game, I would like to just be able to have more of it. So, truth time, I have not spent money on this game yet. But the problem is, I haven't found something that I want to spend the money on yet. And that's been my major problem. If I feel I can get something that adds to my value, then I might. And that's kind of where I'm coming from on this. Now, these are just my ideas, my thoughts, my opinions. These are no means gospel. I'm not an expert in economy or anything like that, or the market. If any of you want to chime in the comment section below, by all means, please do. I would really be interested to see what you people have to say. I always read your opinions. I always read the comments. And I usually try to respond if I feel I have something worthwhile to say. If I don't respond, I apologize, but I did read. So by all means, please, leave your opinions, your thoughts if you would like. I want to thank you all for watching. This has been an update on Heroes of the Storm, and I will try and get a video out on Jaina as soon as I can. I can afford her. I may just go ahead and do it. She's a lot of money, though. She'll take most of my cash, and quite honestly, I'm tentative on that because I'm looking forward to also Thrall and the Lost Vikings. Thing is having tried Jaina out in try mode, I kind of like her playstyle, kind of like I like Nova's playstyle. So I may end up getting her. We'll see. Alright, thanks again. Until next time.